everyone, Adam's here. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. Today I want to talk about 3 of my favourite builds to use when Golden Bullet is active. If you didn't know, the Golden Bullet event has returned for another week because of the delays with getting the new season up and running. The builds that I'll be showing make it easy to get through heroic content, especially while the Golden Bullet is active. You do actually have to activate the event to do this. You just go to the seasons menu and scroll to the end and you'll see Golden Bullet. Press on that and then you can activate the event through that menu. There are rewards available, and these are your typical event rewards, which are a variety of different caches. You can gain these rewards by collecting stars. You can get the stars from just simply leveling up or completing the challenges in the menu. And then with those stars, what you can do, you can go to the seasons vendor and then you can spend your stars on the different caches that are in this menu. The seasons vendor is located in the base of operations, so yeah, go up to that and then just spend your stars however you'd like to. So for the first build, we're using 4-piece Hunter's Fury with the Dark Winter named SMG. If you don't have the named SMG, the Dark Winter, it is currently on sale at the South Dark Zone. You can just, go into the Dark Zone, get some credits, and you can pick this up. The stats aren't brilliant on it, so you can just optimize it back up. But yeah, it's definitely worth a buy because of how good it is. The talent is just overpowered on it. It just melts through content. So in the gameplay, you can see I was on public executions on heroic difficulty and I was running 4 directives. It's got great survivability because of the talent that we use on the backpack. I just use the shield because it's just some added protection, but yeah, it's just absolutely melts through enemies. You'll just walk through public executions on heroic with 4 directives. So yeah, Hunter's Fury is definitely one of the best gear sets in the game for PVE. It's just basically once you kill one enemy, if all of the other enemies are in close proximity, you can just absolutely melt through everyone. Every enemy within 15 meters will get a debuff, and you can see that by the logo above their heads. Once you kill them, every enemy within 5 meters will get a debuff and basically become confused. You can just absolutely melt through enemies with this build. It's really fun to use, especially when you get the Golden Bullet. I was running public executions on heroic difficulty with 4 directives and I just had no problem whatsoever. I would use the shield just for the added protection, but it's, you know, you don't have to use it. You could use another skill if you'd like. So yeah, for the build, I'm using the Dark Winter, one of the best named SMGs on the game. It's just completely overpowered, a gun that everyone wants. Secondary, I was using the Scorpio. This is just in case you get into any trouble. Just shoot them a couple of times and basically they'll just stop and you can mow them down with the Dark Winter. Sidearm doesn't really matter. As I say, we're using 4 pieces Hunter's Fury, so every enemy within 15 meters will receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. And once you kill that enemy, every other enemy within 5 meters will have a debuff, become confused, and your weapon damage will go up again. We're using a Grupo chest piece. This is for the plus 15% critical hit damage, and I'm using the talent Obliterate. And for the backpack, I'm using a Sokolov piece. This just gives us plus 10% SMG damage, critical hit damage and critical hit chance rolled on there with the Bloodsucker talent. And the Bloodsucker talent actually gives us 10% bonus armor every time we kill an enemy for 10 seconds, and it stacks up to 10. So you can actually get 100% bonus armor. So the survivability on this build is just brilliant. And for the stats, we have 59.1% critical hit chance and 143.5% critical hit damage. So for the second build, we're using the Heartbreaker gear set with the Kingbreaker assault rifle. The Kingbreaker assault rifle comes with a talent Perfect Flatline, which amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. You know, this build just absolutely synergizes with each other because of obviously the Kingbreaker's talent. Also, the Heartbreaker gear set is all based off getting your stacks from weapon hits on pulsed enemies. Yeah, as you can see, we're just once again on public executions, heroic difficulty with 4 directives, and we're just absolutely smashing through them. When you get all your stacks up, you know, you can get to well over 1 million critical hit damage on this. I was hitting between 1.2 million and 1.4 million for the critical hit damage. As you can see, I'm just absolutely lasering, obviously with the Golden Bullet active. Just trapping them in the spawn once again just makes public executions or heroic missions, just makes any content just really easy, and this build honestly is a lot of fun to use. So obviously for the build, we're using the Kingbreaker assault rifle with Perfect Flatline, gives 20% damage to pulsed enemies. We're also using the Technician specialisation for the linked laser pointer. We're using the rock and roll shotgun. We just basically use this just to get your stacks up. Also using the link laser pointer on there. For the sidearm, once again, orbit doesn't really matter. Using the Coyote's mask. This is just so we can get as much damage as possible, even if they're far away. You know, we can get some critical hit damage and critical hit chance. So yeah, 4-piece Heartbreaker. Headshots apply pulse for 5 seconds. Weapon hits on pulsed enemies add a stack of 1% bonus armor and also 1% weapon damage. So, you know, you can just get your stacks up and this build will just, you'll have survivability, you'll have damage. It's just a lot of fun to use. I am also using the chest piece as well, because it increases the max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. So yeah, I'm using the Picaro's holster. I'm also using the backpack as well, because this increases the total bonus armor that we gain from Heartstopper from 1% to 2%. So, you know, there's even more survivability when we do use the backpack. Once again, I was using the shield. This is just, you know, personal preference. So for the stats, we have just under 50% critical hit chance at 49.5, and we have 96.1 critical hit damage. So for the final build, we are using, once again, the Dark Winter SMG, and we're using the Negotiator's Dilemma gear set. We're using 4 pieces, obviously. This build is a lot of fun, and you can just go around and mark multiple enemies. Basically, what Negotiator Dilemma does, when you critically hit an enemy, all of the marked targets will take 60% of the damage dealt to the enemy that you've just killed. So basically, you just want to mark multiple enemies, as you can see, and then just kill one, and then basically they'll just all drop. Yeah, this is a lot of fun to use. Once again, using the shield, personal preference. Don't have to use it. You can use anything that you want, really. But yeah, we do want the critical hit chance to be quite high on this scene, as basically the build is around critical hits. So yeah, for the build, we're just using the Dark Winter, as I said once again. Secondary doesn't really matter. I was just rocking the St. Elmo's engine, basically never switched to it. I was just using the Dark Winter. Sidearm doesn't really matter. Once again, we're using the Coyote's mask. We're using the Grupo chest piece for the extra critical hit damage with Obliterate. So Negotiator's Dilemma, we're using 4 pieces, as I said once again. Critical hits mark enemies for 20 seconds, up to 3 marks total. And when you critically hit a marked enemy, all of the marked enemies take 60% of the damage dealt. Whenever a marked enemy dies, gain 2% critical hit damage, and it stacks up to 20 times, so we can obviously get up to 40% critical hit damage. So I am using the backpack with critical hit chance and damage rolled onto it. Basically using the backpack, so the damage that goes to marked enemies is from 60% to 100%. And then for the gloves, I just have critical hit damage rolled onto there, and then the knee pads, critical hit damage once again. For the stats, we have 60% critical hit chance. As I said, we want the critical hit chance as, you know, as much as we can. And then critical hit damage is at 173.8%. So yeah, if this video does help you, please leave a like and subscribe. It would be very much appreciated. If you do use any of the builds in the video, please let me know down in the comments and let me know what you think. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day.